Welcome back, Joros, to the Krinnos Island build project. Today, this is going to be what the more average video will look like. This is going to be me sort of talking about something, what I'm going to do, time-lapse it, and then actually sort of do it, and then maybe I might put the time-lapse as a little short, I don't know, that's sort of neither here nor there. But this is the more sort of average video this is going to be. This is going to be a little bit shorter, and hopefully, yeah. But, so yeah, this is going to be starting out the foundation for the Harbour. So sort of the main sort of city area of the main, well, city. So I'll quickly show you what I've got so far. So it looks very blocky and rubbish, but this is just sort of the it's the main sort of planning stage. I have done a few tweaks to the island, not really to the terrain. I think I showed you in the last video the mouths and the sources of all the rivers, but the big thing you'll notice is everything is a lot deeper. I fiddled with the terrain, so it actually has a proper sort of ocean, because originally it was all like about 2 blocks deep. Now it's, I can show you with the map, it's now, so it goes down to, so the sea level's at 66, but now the water goes down to about 45. And also now, if I zoom out, you can't see it all because it hasn't all properly loaded in, but I've engulfed the entire area in this gold barrier. Now this barrier cannot be seen, is invisible from every part of the island. So as far as you're standing on the main part of the island, that is as far as it goes because it's quite far. It's quite a few chunks. And what I'm going to sort of slowly do is sort of make all this terrain become sand. The main thing is the water now is clear and I can start editing it. So maybe after I've done this, I might go around and give it some detailing, like some seagrass and stuff like that to make it look a bit more natural. But that might take a while. But yeah, I'll do that. That'll be off camera. So this is the main size of the harbour. It's, I don't know how big it is, but it's sort of the length of the mountain. This is sort of the midpoint. This is where the sort of fortress castle thing will be. It'll sort of sit sort of here. The red concrete was my kind of guideline when I sort of this is just to test the terrain. So this is a mix of spruce and stripped spruce wood logs. So that's, so how big is this thing? So it's 300 blocks in length, and it's about, I want to say 60 to 80 blocks deep. So I want sort of tiers. So here is sort of me sort of planning out how I want to do the tiers. So this is going to be just sort of normal housing that connects up with the rest of the city. So it'll sort of sprawl a little bit sort of around the side of the mountain and stuff. Then this side, this bit will be sort of slightly more clumped up housing because it'll be a little bit smaller, so I'll cram in a little bit more. And then this bit is going to be some like storage for the harbour, so some so there'll be some maybe a few little huts and stuff, canopies, storage sheds, and also on this level here actually with the little housing, there might be a few little markets still sort of crammed in there as well. Ground level is mainly just going to be docklands, so these will come out. My main problem with the Ironfall project is I made the main dock far too big and far too flat. So it was really hard to sort of detail, and when I did, it still looked quite sparse, and I was just sort of copy-pasting the same sort of structure, and it looked really naff. So in the middle, I might have this big sort of connection bit that sort of connects up to a big staircase that takes you up to the fortress, and I have lots of bits for boats, and it will sort of, it might jut out a little bit here and poke out and have some small little piers that go along here that connect up to the sides of the cliffs, but that's I'll see if I do that when I do the time lapse. So now, for like my first time ever, I'm going to do a proper time lapse. So this is going to be just sort of with a nice bit of music that I've just pinched off the free YouTube audio library, and then I'll do another sort of walkthrough like this, sort of talking about what I've done and how I've done it.
After many hours, here is the harbour, or the sort of, well, not the harbour, the city in its the sort of main city foundations. So, just for clarification, that is the halfway mark here. That's sort of the middle, goes into the mountain, and that's sort of the middle of this half. I sort of split into 2 halves to sort of break it up and make it look a bit more interesting. I've even started to do some staircase. I haven't actually done any now. I've realised to get from the wooden sort of levels, the sort of ground and first floor. I just have links from the wood to the second, to the sort of first and second floor, and not anything for the second or third. But I've started to do these. We've got these staircases here, which are quite nice. We've got this bit. This is sort of the main path that goes along the pier, because it's sort of the main one that goes straight through and up into the mountain. I think it needs it needs like a nice pattern, I think. Deep enough needs sort of 5x5 squares, but I need to actually just design a pattern that I quite like that I can replicate and chuck along. Over here on this bit, so you can see there's a little bit of a bigger gap here. So it breaks up, makes it look a bit different. You got these little staircases, which I quite like. I like the inverted stairs. That looks this weird little tweak there. And as you can see, I've textured the floor, so it's a mix of spruce and stripped spruce logs. Just using world edit commands. When I do the buildings, though, I'm going to use the tough blocks, the tough bricks, I think. Just so it breaks up the builds, I think, just so it breaks up this so they're all separate. Another thing I've done also, I don't know if you noticed or down here, is I've got this sort of big stone foundation under the water. So it's cobble, mossy cobble, and moss. And then that's all. I mean, it doesn't normally look like this because I've got there you go. That's what it normally looks like. So you don't really notice it. It's because I've got I had night vision on to help me build. I thought this something to make the underneath bit look nicer. But like I said, I'm gonna build like jetties and stuff as I go. But I did time lapse this, and first I sort of jumped around a lot, and it looked really messy, and I couldn't make it look good. But anyway, so what I am gonna replay mod through is me building the houses and start doing some of the buildings. That's what I will time lapse, because I can sort of just sit the camera in a corner and just watch myself and watch me build, and then I can sort of so I'll sort of show you the outsides, and then I will sort of walk you through them all and show you the interiors and stuff. We've sort of done the sort of boring bits. I mean, like I said, there still needs steps, but I'll sort of do them as I go. But now I'm actually got onto like the fun bit where I can actually start building like houses and stuff and actual like structures, the proper fun bit. So I'm glad I'm getting to that point. I'm sort of don't know why now. I'm sort of stalling. I don't know why, but yes, begin. Let's go. Let's actually build some houses. Let's get into the nitty and the gritty, if you will. So here it is. This is the finished product, the sort of primary storeroom of the island, or one of them maybe. I don't know if it will be the primary one. At the moment it is. So here it is. It has changed a little bit since that time. That's the time that was taken from a live stream I did. I've done a few little tweaks to it. What I have done is I've sort of detailed it. I've never really done detailing like this before. But one thing I have done is I've put some more holes in the walls. So I've just used stairs to give the walls some depth. These windows up here, these little sort of fence post windows inside. There's no interior still on the top. So this isn't the final interior. This is really just to demonstrate to the viewers what sort of stuff I'll be storing and sort of the techniques I've used. So we've got some shelving units. I used trapdoors for the thinner ones, and then wooden slabs for the bigger ones because they've had more weight. The whole thing we had wrong with the walls. If you didn't watch the stream, I had some problems with these walls, but I fixed them because now I am just on 1.21. So yes, the interior. So the interior, this was just to demonstrate the sort of stuff I will be putting in some of these rooms. So we've got things like logs. A lot of the sort of techniques I've used here, I don't think they're not mine. I think these have been used by several different people. They've been sort of thrown around. So this is just a basalt block in trapdoors. It just gives the illusion that it's a hole. This is meant to be a big storage box for the hay. We've got some oars here. So I guess there might be like ships that bring in stuff from the mines, barrels, chests, the odd pot. I put books here as well, just the thing. I like the look that this has. That the further up you get, the less books there are because less people can reach them because there's no steps. One up here, some real lucky sod, some real jammy sods put that one book up there. But yeah. And there's still nothing up here. Done. I don't think I changed anything else. I was going to add stripped logs, but maybe I added too many or something. I just didn't think it worked. But everything else works. I couldn't put a window here either. I thought I might put one higher up, maybe like sort of here. Another thing I'll sort of do off camera is I'll sort of like link up some paths and stuff. But I really think it adds to the skyline, I think. So if you had like a boat coming in, this really does add and make it look like there's stuff here. I know I said in the video I was going to only use tough for buildings. I might not. I might switch it about. So there might be some buildings that are deep slate. Some buildings, they might not. They won't all be tough, is what I'm saying. Some will be stone brick. Some will be and I'm going to use the texturing a bit more. I mean, when I use, like, say, deep slate, I might even build some buildings out of blackstone. I've never really used blackstone before. Yeah, because I think with tough, I said this in the stream, tough has no thing. So if we look at, say, stone brick, you've got cracked stone brick, you've got mossy stone brick, you've got the mossy slabs and wall. Say blackstone, you've got cracked blackstone. I haven't got any for end stone, but you've got cracked blackstone. If we go deep slate, you've got cracked deep slate, even with the tiles as well. So I could put cracked deep slate tiles here as well. There's a lot more blocks I could use for these floors as well. Like this is just 3 types of block. You could use I can't use gravel because there's no floor, it'll just fall through. Deep slate's a bit too dark. Andesite for me actually sort of working. When I first looked at it, I thought it was a bit too blue. What if we just had a little bit? I don't always use andesite because it always looked it's a little bit too blue. Same with, where is it? The dead coral. I think the brain coral is quite a good one. That's got like a little bit of, it's got a bit of like, it's like a sort of browny grey. But I'll go back on my word with the andesite. You know, just a little bit. I might not use it in the command. I might put it in myself manually. Because that was done with commands, but I might go back on it myself with thing. But that's it. That's our first proper building. I think the next one might be like several buildings. So I'll do like smaller barns. There was a wooden one I used on Ironfall, and I think the cranes. I think that I might do in the next one. I might start pinching builds I had from the Ironfall world. So things like the little storage barns and the little market stalls and the cranes. I might start bringing them in. And also start building more of those jetties and stuff. But some of those I will, like I said, I'll build. I have a planning world, and I'll build them on that, time lapse it there, and then sort of like massacre it into this. And that might be. I don't know if I'll do more streams. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the streams will. Maybe they'll be copying the like massacre builds and stuff, so I can talk more and focus more on. Because I didn't talk much when I did this because I was focusing on designing it and building it in my head. Because I did this sort of on the fly. I don't mean to sort of toot my own horn, but I did that with no real planning. I had like one reference image of a barn from another world, which I'll quickly put up on the screen now. There it is, and gone, and back again, and gone. I like putting future me through pain, but yeah, I did that with just that one picture, and I got this, and I'm really, really happy with it. I think actually now I'm looking at it, it's never finished. My unfinished symphony. I'm not sure if, maybe with that one I'll keep it. I can't remember to do it on the other side, but I'm gonna stop there. This was episode 2. Very good, very fun. Yeah, expect that sort of stuff. I don't know if I'll use like other songs. Thank you very much. I've done waffling. Next episode, whenever that will be some smaller builds, sort of here, and maybe some stuff over there. I'm not really sure what that bit's going to be yet, but it'll be lots of more smaller stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in whatever the next video I make is, and when or whatever that will be, I hope to see you there. Goodbye.
Didn't go quite to plan.
It was funny though.